I mean, wicked can just be more than just a word, a descriptor word. Like it can be an
An
actual
adjective.
noun.
Barding. Ah.
These
I don't know
things.
any of these things besides
How
Bree's
do you
hockey
how do you
journey.
We got our first hater the other day.
shout out to my dad?
That made me mad. Now I'm triggered.
Oh, and god damn it. What a pro wants. What a pro wants. Folks, welcome to episode 90 of the Bread Loves Hockey podcast. And it's just the two of us right now. We'll see, not Dean. Owen will be making an appearance semi-shortly. We'll see what he gets back from his mountain biking adventure there.
The outtake.
Yeah, check the end of this week's episode to know what we're talking about there. But we're going to be talking about a lot of interesting things today because we hadn't quite gotten into the playoffs when we recorded last week. It feels like forever since we recorded too. This week I was like, man, I'm glad we are recording tonight because I've been looking forward to it. I'm like, it feels like it's been a lot longer than whatever. Like, what was it 6 days or? I think it was 7
Think about
days.
how Florida fans feel.
Oh my
They've got to
gosh.
see their first game.
That is crazy. I was like, I can't believe Tampa still is like teams played on Saturday and they started on Tuesday. Like that is crazy.
They make sure Kachuk was healthy.
You know what? It helped. It definitely helped. I'll say
Looked
that.
pretty good. Do you want to start with that series and then go back in time, or do you want to go from start to the present day?
We can start with the Tampa series since we have the least amount of information on that series. We'll just get that one out of the way. So I didn't see a ton of that first game. I had it on while I was watching the conclusion of the other what was it? The Devils game was going on at that, or no, probably the Leafs game.
Leafs.
So I was watching it and yeah, all of a sudden it's like Florida is up really, really quickly in the second period, and they kind of just end up running away with it. Lots of.
It was 3-1 Florida, and Tampa challenged the goal, and then Florida scored on the power play to make it 4-1.
Oh, okay.
I heard the challenge was a dumb challenge, but I haven't actually looked and saw what it was. But apparently, I mean, at that point when it's 4-1, it's kind of over. But I didn't really watch any. I watched a little bit of that game when it was close, but there's plenty of other hockey to watch. So
yeah, and again, we're already watching games 2 and 3, and it's like, oh, we're getting back to game 1 again. Like, there's definitely intensity. Like, there's a lot on the line for winning game 1, but you know, it's like, okay,
especially on the road.
Feel weird shifting like that. Oh yeah, definitely big for Florida. I think they are probably the underdog. I know that by seeding they're the lower seed, but you know, I didn't know how like betting odds and stuff had them.
Yeah, I think you're right on that, especially like going into the end of the year. Florida was obviously hurt, not playing well, and Tampa was playing really well. So
yeah, I believe in our bracket I did have Tampa moving on. I think I have like 3 different brackets, so I kind of moved things around a little bit.
I just made the one, and I know we went through our predictions before we actually made our bracket, and my bracket is not what I predicted at all.
I actually kept mine the same as far as the first round, I believe. I think I was like, I think I'll stick with that, and then of course I decided to mess with other things in Zach's bracket there that he talked about last week. I was like, yeah, this one's a little more money on the line. Like maybe I'll go with a couple more safe picks, I guess.
Yeah, but we got 16 people in the BLHP bracket pool. So
thank you everybody who joined. I hope the episode title last week got 1 or 2 people. That would be nice. But I don't know if I know absolutely everybody now that's a member. Like, I don't recognize some of the names. So,
yeah,
I guess that's good.
That's good.
Thanks.
My dad and I are the only ones that picked Toronto to win.
Which is strange. Considering.
Strange that no one else picked them? Or strange that the 2 Bruins, or not the only 2, but 2
Bruins fans picking definitely is a bit... They're like, well, I guess since we're not there to beat them, it would look better on us if they won.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that. I mean, definitely some good representation. We've got some folks picking their own team. Sens for the Cup 2024 with the Sens pick. I
Couple
believe.
Caps fans in there.
Yeah, Caps fan and Sam. Bring back Oshie, of course. Gifford going with Vegas as well.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler, of course. I assume is Devils Are Us.
Devils are us. Yeah.
So, I didn't go with Vegas though. I did go with Winnipeg. I have Winnipeg, Ottawa in my final, and my bracket name is Gary's Nightmare because Batman would be a little shocked about what to do with that. Two small market Canadian team, like the smallest Canadian markets. The only thing would be, Canada definitely wins a cup, which would be huge, and then a team that's never, or a franchise that's never won before gets to lift the cup. So I'm always a fan of that. Definitely rooting for that. It would be pretty cool. I mean, I guess Vegas still would be my number one, but this is a solid second.
Yeah. And I was also looking at the hockey pool predictions, and I already regret I had the Wild being the worst team and not getting swept, and obviously they did not get swept. And you had picked the Devils, which I'm like, in hindsight, it seems like the obvious pick.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, we'll get to that series and the further injuries that occurred. But yeah, I had that going 6 games, and that does not look like it is going to happen anymore.
I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah. So again, Tampa series is only one game in. Tampa's still got one more home game before they head to Florida, so they're gonna need this one. When do they play the next game? Tomorrow?
Next week, no.
Yeah. It's tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern. So, that's good. Get more acclimated with that series and the coverage. I don't know if you've been seeing some of the complaints about the broadcasts, like various ones. I have
I
not
heard
been
the
a big
TNT
fan.
that didn't send people to the Winnipeg game.
Yeah, they didn't
for
send
game one.
the broadcasters there. Like the
Yeah.
first game of the playoffs, and TNT is going to be hosting the Stanley Cup final this year too, I believe. So definitely not a great start. There's just been a lot of strange and not good things that I've seen so far that I'm really not too happy about. But the hockey has been good, luckily. For the most part, we've already gotten a couple of overtime games, which has been fun. We're always looking for that, especially if it's a game that you don't have a ton of stake in, like Dean has been enjoying a lot of hockey. You said you've probably not watched this much playoff hockey in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, normally when my team is in it, I don't know if you're not the same way, I know, because you've also watched a lot of hockey, but I'll watch the Bruins, and that's pretty much it until they're out. Like, because I'll watch the Bruins and then consume the post-game videos and then all the analysis and watch sad Steve Dangle videos of why the Bruins beat his team that night,
Sure.
and then be reading about the morning skates and I'm just like all in on the Bruins. And then they lose and I get sad for a bit and don't watch any hockey. But yeah, I was just so excited for the playoffs to start. I've watched every minute of the Avs game. Avs. So we'll get to that series too. But when that game's not been on, yeah, I feel like my second favorite series has been the Leafs one to follow.
Sure.
The late ones I haven't watched a ton of just because I still don't find it worth it staying up. I mean, the Oilers one would have been. I was awake anyway watching the overtime
Oh
Avs
yeah.
game, but yeah, it's been good. I know the first day there was like no overtime games. I'm kind of surprising. And then was it the second night with all the crazy, or the third night or whatever, with like all the crazy games all ended up one goal
One
games,
goal games. Yeah,
couple overtime games,
I
I
think that
think.
was
And
Monday. Yeah, Monday.
the craziest one didn't even go to overtime, the 6-5 game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That was two OT games. The Jets game was pretty close, 2-1, and then 6-5 Kings over the Oilers, and they take the lead with like 40 seconds left in the game or something like that. Pretty crazy. So yeah, we've had some really great hockey. The Vegas series has not been too like interesting, I guess. I mean, like game one was ended up coming down to it. They did end up holding the lead, and then they got the empty netter with 0.1 on the clock, which I don't know if you saw that, but to me it did not look like it counted as a goal. And I was trying to do like a deep dive on the rules as far as like what if they have anything specific on when the puck crosses right as it hits zero, because to me it looked like 0.1 is on the clock, and here's like the goal line, and here's the puck, and then they advance one frame, clock hits zero, and the puck is over here. To me, that says no goal. I don't know about you, but to me, that
I
seems
think
like time expired before the
if you
puck
see
entered.
zeros and you see white, I guess I'd have to know what the like precision of the clock is. Is zero literally 0.0000? Because if that's the case and there's like more than a sliver of white, I'm like, well, clearly if you can go back less than a frame, like a millisecond, it's still gonna have white in between. So
Right. Right. And yeah, there could be, it's probably true that it entered with like 0.02 seconds left, like it completely crossed by that time. But it's like, I don't know what
I'm sure it'd be a
standard they
bigger
use for timing.
discussion if it like
If
mattered.
it
But
mattered, yeah, sure. So yeah, and that's probably why I haven't seen anything on it.
it is also like if it's that close and you have one frame of this and one frame of that and that's all you get, like I don't know. You have to get another camera where the frames line up differently and like
Yeah, yeah, like we have another shot here, and like we know, well, I mean, yeah, you have to have the timer. I don't know. It would be interesting to get more info on it, but regardless, it didn't matter. And then game two, which was late last night, um, started at 11. It was 11 o'clock. Was like the advertised start. I don't know exactly when the puck dropped. I guess I could take a quick look because they do provide that info for us. If you just give me a moment. Game
well, it
summary.
wasn't TNT, so it wasn't like 20 minutes. It was
No.
probably
Let's see, 10:15, or excuse me, 11:15. Yeah, 8:15 PDT. So yeah,
did you nap
TNT is
between
like
periods?
20. So no, I tried to take a little bit of a nap before the game started, um, and then I was like, yeah, I'll try to like kind of nap during the intermissions. So the first period was terrible for Vegas. Obviously, they let in 3 goals. Um, there was like one that was a little bit of a weird one, but they just didn't have it. They looked good, and then they couldn't quite convert, and then they'd have a terrible turnover, and it would immediately like be a goal. And so it was not a good start. I'm like, I couldn't really fall asleep. I'm like, I'm kind of just too antsy about this game, and I'm like, all right, if if they go down 4-0, I'm turning the game off and going to bed, because it's like, getting to midnight. I think the second period starts like a little bit after midnight. Like, all right, I'll watch it, and then yeah, like 4 or 5 minutes in or something, they score again, and I'm like, well, good night. Like I can't justify staying up to see this team the way that they're
But what
playing
would
that
have
night.
happened if they came back and won and you
It would have
didn't?
been an awesome thing to wake up to, but I would have still been happy with my choice, because I just needed the sleep more. I think I'm like, I can't justify it with the way they
So
were playing, and I definitely know this as a Vegas fan. Like, sometimes you can just watch them and they go down early, and you're like, they don't have it tonight. Like, the writing's been on the wall since like 5 minutes into this game that they are not winning this hockey game. And most of the time, you're right. Occasionally, they'll like somehow claw their way out of it, and those are fun times. But yeah, that the writing was pretty much on the wall. So it's tied going to St. Paul tomorrow
what's with the
for
least
Minnesota.
penalized team slew footing people and punching them in the face?
Uh, I got nothing for that. No comment today.
Dorofiev slew footed Eriksson Ek, no call. Haig punched Kaprizov in the face, no call.
I
Now the
heard
refs
I
like,
heard some
oh,
of
they're the
this
least
stuff.
penalized team. We can't call a penalty on them, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we have to reward them for how many penalties we didn't give them in the regular season. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's amplified because Vegas is just not a fan favorite amongst league wide fans. So, it's probably getting talked about a bit more. I can't say that like I watched it live and I have a true opinion on what happened. So probably you guys are right that they should be penalties, but like I don't know what to tell you other than it's not fair. Officiating is never going to be acceptable for everybody. It's just
Hmm.
that's the belly of the beast, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
sorry, maybe we won't punch your guy next time.
I feel like there hasn't been anything too controversial officiating wise yet, but there always is.
There's still time.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of
Um.
Canadian teams in, so there's got to be one way that one of them is going to get eliminated in brutal fashion, and then Bettman will be blamed for it.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting
Like
for
I
the ball
said,
to drop.
tied 1-1 in that series. Anything else you want to add before we move on to another one?
Um, I liked what I saw in the first game, and there were definitely flashes of the team in from what I watched in game two, but just need to dial it in. I still think I'm confident that they will win the series. I think they have found that they can bounce back from these type of games before. In this season, in the regular season, they've done that pretty well, and definitely under Bruce Cassidy, they've done that. He kind of highlighted after game two, like, yeah, so we have to remember that we'll always get respect for the 2023 run, but it doesn't matter now. Like you gotta kind of forget about that, and like you gotta dial in for this year. So hopefully they kick it up a notch and we see a strong game three tomorrow night.
How
That's
many
all I
games
got.
to win the series?
I said 7 when I made my bracket, so I'm gonna stick with it.
All right. How about we go to the Battle of Ontario?
Well, what do you want to wait for Owen or no?
Oh, we were gonna wait for Owen for that one. Yeah, we'll gloss over that until Owen gets here, for his take. We don't want to miss
And
that.
and here
So
he
instead,
is.
we'll go to another exciting one: Carolina versus New Jersey.
Yeah, same record in that series. Two nothing lead for the not the underdog. What's the favorite? There we go. Jeez,
There you go.
I'm like
I
mixing
thought you were
things
gonna
up.
say Panthers again.
The Panther, yeah, the Carolina Panther. Yeah, the Panthers.
Yeah.
No, we already covered them. Yeah, so the Hurricanes uh, have a 2-0 lead, and now they're going to New Jersey. But it's a bit of a different feel, I think. I talked with my coworker Katie today, who's a Devils fan, and she's like, "Yeah, they're pretty much done, right?" I'm like, "I think so." She's like, "Yeah, with how many injuries they've just received, and they already had people out before the series even started. It's like they just don't have the manpower. And actually, they looked pretty good in game two. Like there was a lot of fight there, and it was a
They
very
were
entertaining
winning.
game. They were winning that game. They led what was it? They led 1-0, right? And then
Yeah.
and then they couldn't quite claw back. It was a very entertaining finish, but I think there's just too many obstacles to overcome at this point. Like maybe if they had stolen game two, be like, yeah, I can see a chance where the guys who are coming in that were healthy scratches, the injury replacements, can rally and maybe make a comeback. But they didn't win that game, so they're down 2-0. It just doesn't seem like they're going to be able to make a true comeback here.
Yeah, and I mean, going into this series, no Jack Hughes, no Siegenthaler, and then in the first game, you have your own goalie slashing Cody Glass
Oh my
on
gosh,
accident,
yeah.
injuring him. He tried to slash Svechnikov and missed, and then Luke Hughes on the same play like slid awkwardly into the net and got hurt. So neither of them played game two. So you have all these injuries. That was at the game that like they showed fight, like you said, but couldn't get it done. I mean, maybe they can steal a game, but now if there's gonna be a sweep, it's gonna be this series. I feel like.
Which that's what I'm rooting for my pool there.
Yep. Yep.
We'll see how that goes.
Um,
But yeah, sorry, Devils fans. Sorry, Chandler. You know, it. There were points where it didn't even seem like they were gonna be able to hold on to that spot. So good on you guys for weathering the storm and at least making the playoffs, and hopefully get healthier next year. But yeah, we've still got more games to be played. I was just looking. I was like kind of curious today, looking at what the prices would be like for tickets. I'm like, Game 4 tickets right now, cheapest ones were like $80. I'm like,
in New Jersey.
yeah, I think Game 4 is on Sunday,
That's
like
not
an
bad,
afternoon
$80.
game. I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to remember if I have anything important going on, but I'm like, it's also bit of a drive. It would be a long day, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I probably won't end up doing that. Maybe I'll talk with Bree about it, but I'm like, it's not the worst option. Couple other
Yeah.
couple other options, I guess, if I really wanted to force it, but
Ottawa with Owen.
yeah, I wanted to chat with him because he hadn't really brought it back up since we had last called, and I imagine at this point it's not gonna come to fruition,
Yeah.
but it would have been cool.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, Another series currently going on is the Caps versus the Habs. Caps are up 2-1 in the second right now, and they
Game
lead
2.
the series 1-0 after Ovechkin scored the overtime goal for the first playoff OT goal in his career.
Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Honestly, a little surprised that it took him this long, but I mean, just adds to the freaking craziness of this season for him. I mean, 44 goals, so he ties Gordie Howe's record there for goals scored in a 39 age or older season. He obviously breaks the goal scoring record, and now he has another personal accomplishment. So pretty cool. Overall, it was obviously a close game going to overtime. I thought the Canadians looked good. I mean, they came back from a 2-0 deficit and were able to force overtime. And there were definitely chances towards the end of the third period where I thought they were going to steal it. And it's looking like they've still got some fight right now as this game's currently going on. So I picked them as my as an upset to win. We'll see. I mean, tonight will be a big factor, of course.
Yeah. I feel like what I've learned from watching this series is I don't hate the Habs as much as I used to. Like,
They're
they're
fast
like a
and
fun young
fun.
team to watch, yeah. And like most of the players that I grew up hating aren't on the team anymore. Like maybe Gallagher is like the only one
Yeah, I
still
mean, it's
there.
definitely a new core, so it's not the
Yeah,
same
I'm like I
ones
don't
that
need
were
like
thrashing the Bruins back in the
in that core. It's like well
2010s.
we beat them like 10 times in a row or whatever, like because we were good as they were getting better. And now it's gonna flip, but that's okay. Um, but yeah, I was like I don't mind if the Canadians win. I guess it's crazy to think that, but like I mean I still want the Caps to win it, but yeah, it's been a fun series so far.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I will definitely be interested to see what the atmosphere in Bell Center is like, because the last time that they had playoff games there was the bubble, the second bubble, the differently aligned divisions and all that, where they made
Hmm.
the cup final run.
Yep.
So the building was not as full, obviously, as it's going to be this time around. So that should be fun. It's got to be tough for the visitors to come into that atmosphere. Similar to, I feel like the Jets have had a pretty good feel. I mean, there's been a lot of great buildings so far, and Dean is going to be going to one of those games. He will be at Game 4 of the Colorado-Dallas series, and I guess we'll transition into the discussion for that series, which has been good. That one's tied up 1-1 right now with them kicking off with the puck drop in about an hour. Football. What are you? The hell
You
you
could have
doing?
just like kicking off game 3, and then it could have.
I could have. You know what? If I was a smarter
Anyway.
person, I could have done that. If I was more
Yeah.
clever.
So that series kicked off over the weekend, and Saturday, first day of the playoffs, right? They won 5-1, but the score is a little misleading. It was a close game, the majority of it. The first 2 goals were bizarre. The first goal, I guess, well, not kicked in because it wouldn't have been a goal, but like Lehkonen was falling, it goes off his skate, goes like top corner in the net.
Yeah.
Second goal, McKinnon, it gets blocked and just kind of like gets a little change up into the net. And then Dallas scores to make it 2-1, and this is in the third. And then you have 2 goals like in the last 10 minutes of the third. Well, I guess 1 goal to make it 3-1 with 7 minutes left, and then an empty netter, and then Charlie Coyle makes it 5-1.
Huge.
3 minutes left. Coyle's looked good, which has been nice to see. And then they played again on Monday and lost 4-3 in overtime. Obviously, another close game. And that's such a weird overtime goal. Like there was a rebound in front of the net, and like I feel like the puck was just sitting there for minutes. And
Yeah.
you had like Miles Wood was trying to get to it, but he like I think it was Eric Johnson went down to kind of like take away the passing lane, shooting lane, whatever, and Miles had to like jump over him, so couldn't get to the puck.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what Druin was doing. He just kind of like coasted back on defense, and like I mean I get it's overtime, you're tired, mistakes happen, but like I don't know.
It's a costly one.
Overtime can go either way, but
Yeah.
1-1. Game 3 tonight is likely that Gabe Landeskog plays. We'll know in a little over an hour. Also for this game on Monday, he did go skate in warm-ups. He was activated off IR that day.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Oh, it's happening," and
Tonight's
then
the
nah.
night. Ah, no.
So it's like,
damn it.
Gary Bednar said that he's like wanted to kind of like be back in like the rhythm, like do the pre-skate and like be with the boys, all that good stuff. So, like hopefully that's all it is. Hopefully it's not like he skated and like tweaked something or whatever. Like,
Oh my gosh.
again, I guess we'll find out. But if he's likely to play tonight, then
I think he'll play.
Selfishly, I think it'd be cool for his first game back to be while I'm there. But
yeah,
it's gonna be electric in the building when he steps on the ice for his first shift.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
He also probably could have played on Monday, but they're like, let's wait till a home game. How cool would that be?
Yeah. They knew what they were doing. They're like, get him some Colorado Eagles games, give them some love, and then playoffs. Oh, he's not going to start quite yet. Oh, maybe game 2. Ball Arena. Yeah. Your captain, Gabriel Landeskog. And the place goes, they're all going insane. Yeah. That will be pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
And then so you're going to game 4. That should be exciting. You've been to a playoff game before, but not here.
One playoff game. I was actually talking to my mom about that because I was like, how much were those tickets? We were like second row, center ice, game 1, Bruins Caps, and they were like $200.
What? That wouldn't be $200 for Bruins tickets today.
No, I think we got it because we got them like last minute apparently.
Oh.
I mean, I don't remember because I didn't pay for them. But
yeah.
Also, speaking of that, I guess the Jacobs family said they're raising the prices of Bruins tickets.
I saw that
for like parking and whatever else.
Security guards.
There goes I bet the streak of sold out games is probably over at this point. But if not, it's definitely gonna end.
Yeah, there was a lot of upset people in the Bruins subreddit, understandably, about that. And he's like, yeah, we've made our decision. Like, we are not changing what we're doing with the prices. It's like, you are such a freaking not good person. Like, you are greedy, and people want to support the Bruins. Their love for the Bruins is, like, unmatched, and yet they can't go to games because it's like selling an arm and a leg to go. You get the tickets to eat, to park, to frickin' breathe. I mean, it is not easy. It's not. It's part of the reason why I haven't gone to a Bruins game in a while. I've only been to one game. My dad bought the tickets for me, and
And they were
like,
all the
cause
way in the back.
and like it would be fun. Like I definitely am a Bruins fan, of course, and I would be excited to go. It's one of the closer ones. Like they're all around like 3.5 hours away, so it's about the same. But yeah, the price is there compared to going to see an Islanders game, a Devils game. Not Rangers probably, but Ottawa for sure. I mean, Ottawa's a little bit further, but you
You
get the
could fly
gist.
to a Utah game for cheaper.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe I'd have to get an obstructed view, but the you know, I think it would be potentially doable. So yeah, that's disappointing. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, we don't.
That's the Avalanche series.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. I think
Um, Jets Blues is a 2-0 series in favor of the Jets off of two games that were very close.
both
Um,
1-goal games.
nah, the other one was a 2-goal game, but
Oh,
5-3. Um,
hmm.
yeah, the
Empty
battle of the
netter. Yeah.
two four-nation face-off goalies in the first game. Neither of them played very well.
No,
Jets scored 5 goals on 26 shots. Blues scored 3 on 17 shots. Um,
not great.
and yeah, that was one where it's like, man, if the Jets lose this, it's lots of questions with
Here we go again.
Hellebuck.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's still questions with Hellebuck. One of the things I actually put on our little itinerary was like, what are your thoughts on players who are really good for their team, but like never perform well in the playoffs? And like, Hellebuck's kind of one of those players where he this
So
year, I
far,
mean, he's gonna win the Vezina, right? This year, most
definitely,
likely.
definitely.
Like, but this is the second or third season in a row that just has not gone well for him in the playoffs. I mean, they win 5-3, and then game two they win 2-1, so only allowing one shot. It's a lot better. But like, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that? Like, is there merit to that, or like Olmark's another one which we can wait to talk about,
Oh
but
yeah.
like, um, where it's like people get ripped on for not being playoff performers. I don't know how do you feel about that?
I think there has to be some validity to it. I mean, you get a lot less cracks at it, and there's a lot more factors than just playing the game. I think, especially for goalies. But
Mhm.
yeah, you're definitely under a microscope. Everybody's watching you. There's a lot more pressure. You have to win these games, and yeah, if you can't handle it, or if you're not playing your best hockey at that time, it's gonna be reflected pretty poorly on you, and not just with fans, but with coaches and general managers and other teams and all that. Like it's if it matters for contracts and trade options and things like that. So yeah, until you prove it, and we see that with teams that take a while to get that deep run or eventually win the cup. Like until you prove it, yeah, you're a choker or whatever. You can't handle it. So we'll see how some of these guys like Hellebuck and Allmark, and there's definitely some other forwards. I mean Matthews for a while,
Rantanen
Rantanen, sure. We'll see
is
how
not.
things go
He's
there.
like, I'm glad I got that 8-year contract and him not being a free agent this summer because
That
like
sure was nice.
he has not looked great. And Ovi was one of those guys till he won the cup. It's like, well, Crosby has all the cups, and so like obviously he's better than Ovi, and like Ovi has all these other awards, but like he's never done it in the playoffs. It's like even if he's played okay, it's like, well, the team hasn't won the cup, so it must be his fault.
Right.
Um, so
Just
like,
him. Yeah.
yeah, it's always kind of interesting. But do you know who doesn't fall short in the playoffs? Connor McDavid.
Mm. Well, I mean, he did fall short last year.
Yeah, but was it his fault? No, he won the Conn Smythe.
Yeah.
And I mean, also they lost 6-5 the other night, but he had 3 primary assists and a goal.
Dude, he's freaking nuts. Like obviously still in my opinion and most the best player in the league. And
Yeah,
yeah, Like,
I mean, obviously,
he's so just entertaining to watch. It's too bad that, like, you know, I can't watch him that much because he's playing at 10 o'clock. It's like, and I gotta save some nights to sleep so I can watch the Vegas games at 11 o'clock the other nights.
right.
Luckily, that's the only 11 o'clock start. But yeah, he's been good. So they've only played one game so far, and the Kings end up winning that game 6-5. A late goal to end up getting the lead, and they will play again tonight at 10 o'clock. So we'll see. I
Yeah,
should
that
be
was a
able to watch
game.
some of that.
Kings went up 4-0, and then um,
Stormed back.
and it was 4-2, 5-2, and then yeah, 3 goals.
Five
Pretty quick
five.
by Edmonton to make it 5-5. McDavid scores with a minute and a half left in the third, only for Philip Deneau to score 50 seconds later.
Yeah, that's a freaking backbreaker. Oh man,
Yep.
you're like, yes, we finally, like, we made the 3 goal deficit, like we've erased that, and we are like less than a minute here from going to overtime, and it's a brand new game, and then game over. Like,
Hmm.
that is big, especially on the road. Now they got one more game in LA. LA, of course, has been having a great season at home. So far they're only 1-0, but in the playoffs. But we'll see if that trend continues tonight, because the Oilers are gonna need to get one here, I think, if they're gonna have a chance.
Right. And I don't know if, like, I feel like both teams are kind of nervous because, like, if you're a Kings fan, you're like, well, if McDavid's going to play like this, we're screwed. We can't score 6 goals every night. But on the other hand, you're like, but we can hold McDavid to less than 4 points a night, hopefully,
I
right?
think
Like, we
we
can
could do
allow, like,
that.
if we just allow him to get like 2 points a night, we could probably win. Like, he's not going to score 4 points every night, surely.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. It's been an interesting series, and normally those high scoring games favor the Oilers, but I guess if you give a team a 4 goal lead in early on, then probably not going to come out on top.
Probably shouldn't. I didn't expect Vegas to do it, and I think they're a better team than the Oilers are. So,
Mm,
even if they have McDavid and Draisaitl, um,
yeah.
so yeah, we'll see what happens there. And of course, the whole three past series in a row, the Oilers have beaten the Kings is still looming, and so some Kings fans, and I'm sure some of the Kings players' minds too, like, even if they know that they're the better team this season, like on paper, it's still, you got to win those games, and maybe you lose one that you were expecting to win. Like if they had lost this first game, it's like, oh man, it's a wake up call. You start doubting yourself. Maybe you're a little bit gripping the stick more than you might normally, and
Especially if you give up a 4 goal lead and lose that
that
way.
would be a terrible way to lose the first game. Absolutely, yeah. So maybe they're a
Right.
little shaken up, even though they did get the win. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but
Well,
it's
the pattern didn't happen. They didn't get swept.
right. They didn't they didn't go to losing in 4 games, which would have been the pattern. So luckily for them, they avoided disaster. But you could still lose in 5 again.
That's true.
I don't think that's gonna happen. But starts tonight. Um,
Yep.
is that it? Have we covered them all?
All but the
All about the Ottawa
Ontario
one.
one.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't talk much about the Blues as far as how they're doing in the series, but uh,
Bad.
not good enough to win, obviously.
No, I mean they really gave like their best effort the first game and still couldn't win. So like I don't know.
I was joking with Justin about, game 4 tickets might not be too bad. If they're down 3-0, it's like, I
Mm.
remember that happened with Dallas a couple years ago against Vegas in
Oh,
the conference finals, and it's like, oh man, they're already down 3-0. Tickets were like $40 for like 300 level. It's like, damn, that's crazy. But
yeah.
and that was the first game that they won, and then they did win another game before they lost in 6. But yeah, it would be a good opportunity. if you wanted to see a win, but he's like, I don't want to go and see my favorite team lose. Like pay money and fly out there just to see them get
But they could
swept.
win.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, but they could. I mean, I would be rooting for the Jets anyway, so it would probably work
Then you get
out.
to see the thing where they hold their sticks up in the air.
Yeah,
That's so
the
cool.
salute to the fans, the loyal fans, like Justin was
Mhm.
this whole season.
Yeah.
He's like, he
Yep.
doesn't even know that they're making the playoffs or that what team they're playing, and he's like, I don't know much about these guys, but
Yeah.
I still don't think he's watched any game, like any of the playoff games yet. I think he's probably just saw
Mm.
the scores. Maybe I'll
Well, that's
force
one
him
thing
to watch one.
I forgot to mention about the Avalanche series. It's since I'm like, just that's my team. This playoff um, series, I'm like starting to like the Stars less and less because now obviously like
Yeah.
rooting against them, like, oh, they're kind of dirty.
Yeah,
Like,
wait a minute. These guys kind of
I'm like,
suck.
yeah. So we'll see if the Stars win, how I feel about them then. But
Mm.
hopefully you don't have to worry about that.
I also wanted to point out that so far we haven't seen any teams stray from their traditional home jerseys for the playoffs. We still have to see some teams, debut their home jerseys, so it's possible that a team will use an alternate at home that they haven't
I'm
done
sure you
that
can
yet.
find that online. They probably have to submit that before the playoffs start.
They probably do. I guess I think the Kings last year said it beforehand that they were gonna wear their whites the whole way. So yeah, my guess would be that none of them do change it up. I mean, there's really not that many good candidate. Like I don't see the Minnesota Wild using the North Stars jerseys. I don't.
Dallas should have done their neon.
I know that's the one that I was really looking forward to. I'm always rooting for that, but they'll
I
never
also
do. I
feel
think
like
they're gonna phase it
you
out this next year, anyways.
I wonder if it's ever part of the consideration. Like, do you really want to have a picture with the cup in these jerseys? Like, are people even going to recognize the team? Like
Yeah,
things like that.
I don't know. It's still like part of your rotation. You wore it like 6 or 8 times. I don't know. It depends on
Yeah.
the what jersey it is, but yeah, probably it's a consideration. I would say. It's like, this is the legacy. This is the jersey you'll think of as a fan, maybe when you watch highlights or whatever. But yeah, probably no exciting picks. I don't expect any. Oh well. Maybe next time. I can always dream, and I will still push for the ice saying Stanley Cup playoffs and the year on it, like they used to do back in the NBC days. I don't know why
Mm.
they stopped doing that, but it just adds a little bit something else. It's probably because they have ad spaces there now, like virtual ads that they put in those spots.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just annoying. But yeah, I guess we'll
I
have
saw
to
someone
wait
do
for Owen to come back.
a Doc Emmerich impression of like what the intro would be like for the Caps Habs series, and I was like, this makes me miss Doc so much.
Oh, I know. Every playoffs, it gets brought up again. Like, man, I wish he probably would have called that series because the Penguins weren't in it. If he was still calling games, I'd imagine that would be the one that he would have been assigned to. Because he wouldn't do. I don't think they would have him do the Ontario series or the Florida one.
No, probably not.
And he was always he was usually doing Penguins, Capitals, like a lot of the classic teams. I think he's called a couple of the Bruins series too.
Yeah.
Um. So, yeah, that would have been cool. We had some good commentary groups, but also some that I'm just like, I'm just waiting for them to be done.
Yeah, Hextall.
Hextall for sure. I'm not a Bucci and Weeksy fan. I just don't really care for that tandem. I liked, who I liked last night, who was calling the I think it was the Canes series, was Mike Monaco and AJ Malesko. I thought they were pretty good. I do like Monaco. I'd much prefer him over Sean McDonough. Like, McDonough seems to be the go-to guy for ESPN, and he usually gets he's been getting the priority for like the later games. He's called some of the Stanley Cup final games. I don't think he will this year though, because they're on TNT, but maybe they are. I don't know. But yeah, I would much prefer Monaco or Bob Wischusen over McDonough for sure.
Yeah, I have to pay more attention because I feel like I haven't analyzed too many of the broadcasters lately.
Yeah, you hope to not really think about it too much and just enjoy the experience. But I've been trying to switch around, like watch the Sportsnet broadcast if it's like one of the Canadian teams in, and then maybe see what the ESPN ones are talking about, and which I'm like, I actually prefer this one.
I did start doing that near the end of the year on ESPN Plus, like for Bruins games. I'm like, I'll listen to the away broadcast because let's spice up the game a little bit if I know we're gonna lose anyway.
There you go. Get to hear some commentators excited about a goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's what it's like.
I watched the first Avalanche playoffs game on Altitude Sports, which is the home broadcast here, and I actually like the Avalanche broadcasters too. They're pretty good.
Yeah, he's got a
they
good.
Have some wit and humor that they throw in there, so it's nice. Like, you don't need to take your job too seriously,
Yeah, I like those guys. They're not too bad. I don't tune into a ton of Avs games because I'm not a big fan of the team, but I do I catch highlights and things every once in a while, and they're a decent 1-2 punch there.
Yeah, and they have during intermission former Bruin John Michael Lyle. You've never heard of him, huh?
Sorry, John Michael. Yeah, I don't know you, but that's cool, I guess. Good for you.
He's only 44.
I'm only 27.
You don't know Colorado Avalanche 5th round pick John Michael Lyle, 2000 NHL entry draft?
You know what? Now that you mention that he was drafted in the 5th round by Colorado, I think I've heard of him.
Yeah, there you go.
2000. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. Remember that draft like it was yesterday.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that was in Montreal, because they were all in Montreal back then.
Danny Healy, Marion Gaborik, Rafi Torres, these guys.
Well, I do know those guys. Yeah. I don't think I wouldn't have pulled Rafi Torres out of my butt, but
DiPietro, first overall pick.
I did know that. Islanders. I got some of the reserves, but not for depth players because I didn't watch.
Cronwall, 29th overall.
Cronwall.
Back when there was only 30 picks per round.
Mm-hmm. Throwback. And then before 2000, it was only in 28.
Second round.
Did you say Brizgalov?
44th overall.
So that's a pretty good find. Since we're talking about general managers, why don't we pivot a bit? Since we've gotten actually a decent bit of GM news around the league. We'll start out west in Seattle, where Jason Botterill is promoted to general manager for the Seattle Kraken, and so Ron Francis is now staying on. He'll be the president of hockey operations, which seems to be a bit of a trend. If you like these guys, to try to keep them on. Maybe you just don't want them quite as the number one decision maker for roster moves and picks and trades and all that. But that's the move. We'll see what happens there. And then additionally, since we're talking about Seattle, they also fired Dan Bylsma after just one season as head coach. He was in Coachella Valley for 3 seasons, so they gave him a shot with the big club, and I guess they felt they were a little underwhelmed with how they performed. I think they had a worse year this year than last season, so
I think Seattle might be my new Dallas Stars, where I'm like, I like this team. This team's going to be good before they were good. And then everyone was like, I like this team. They're good. Like, they're cool now. I don't want to be part of this team.
Mm-hmm.
Now that everyone's on the Stars bandwagon, I gotta hop off that and find a new up and comer. And I think Seattle's not as bad as they played this year, and I think they'll be back in the playoffs sooner than people think.
Well, I had them in my playoff bracket in the preseason here, and they disappointed me. So
You have Utah in too, or no?
I did. I had Utah and Seattle. I think I had Seattle as the third in the Pacific, and then Utah as the wild card too. So
Mhm.
that was too bad. Let me double check. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I had Golden Knights versus Kraken round one. I was looking forward to that. That would have been cool. Maybe next time. But yeah, so that's big shakeup in the Seattle organization, along with definitely a bigger shakeup in the island, as Lou Lamoriello will not be returning as Islanders general manager, so his contract was up for renewal, and so he will not be renewing. Um, Decision by the team and not by Lou. So big shakeup. He's been there for like 7 years or something like that. He definitely had some success with the team. Those two back-to-back Eastern Conference final runs, had some good seasons after being pretty miserable. Ask Zane for a while how those teams in the mid to early 2010s were. In the late 2000s, they were pretty bad. So while he had some success, he definitely overstayed his welcome, and I think it was long overdue for him to be gone.
Yeah. Zane seems happy about it.
I think a lot of Islanders fans are pretty stoked about it, and it also means that beards are back on the menu. We've got
Yeah.
facial hair. We'll get to see Anthony Duclair's dreads probably again, and numbers over 30, jersey numbers. He also had a weird freaking problem with that. So, yeah,
Old school.
the shackles had been released. I think a lot of Islanders fans are looking forward to finally making like a real cultural change. I think it's a good move.
They had playoff beards though, right?
I believe they allowed playoff
I feel like
beards.
he had to. Yeah. Do you think any player has stopped shaving already and will just grow it until the start of the
I
season?
hope so. Like finally, I've always hated this. Like I respect Lou as a general manager, and whatever. I'm just a player, but it's like, man, this is silly.
You hear about this player? I think it was a pitcher in the MLB because the Yankees have the same rule about like short hair. I think it's the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Where he got traded, he had to cut his hair, and then they like put him on waivers or whatever, like a couple days later.
Oh,
Like that's the worst. They cut his
damn.
hair for no reason.
Yeah, that actually kind of stinks. Like I had such a nice head of hair.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys should have let me know beforehand that you were thinking of at least waving me. Well, it's like, well, if we weren't gonna wave you, we would make you do it anyways. So, uh,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm excited to see how things go with the Islanders in this offseason, and so we don't know who the general manager will be. We'll shift our discussions on where they'll go in this offseason once we get to the actual offseason, because they'll have to get somebody in probably around middle of May, so they can start making decisions on the draft and free agency and trades and RFAs and all that good stuff. So we'll shift there, but we have more GM news, as just today Chris Drury of the New York Rangers was not fired but actually extended a multi-year extension for Chris Drury, and I know Islanders fans were very happy about this news, which obviously means Rangers fans were not excited to see the news that Drury will be coming back.
Yep.
Pretty disappointing season, of course, for the Rangers, winning the President's Trophy last year, and then just terrible play for a good portion of the beginning of the season, and they end up not making the playoffs. So I think a lot of folks were really surprised and were enjoying the misery of Rangers fans, and that he will be sticking around for at least a couple more years, unless, I mean, they can still fire him, I guess, if you extend him, but you'll just have to pay him out, which I mean, it's the Rangers. I think they're doing okay with money. So
Yeah.
if the team still is not performing well after, the whole offseason and they start the next regular season and yada yada, they don't do well, maybe they'll still let him go. But it doesn't seem like a smart move. I think he is definitely a yes man for whoever I don't remember the owner's name, but it sounds like there's a bit of a connection there, and that's probably part of it. Dolan or something like that. James Dolan.
Yeah, James Dolan.
All right, good. I pulled it out. Yeah. So too bad for the Rangers fans. I think there was a little balance in the universe sort of thing. Oh, the Rangers were pretty good. The Islanders weren't great. Oh, Islanders let their GM go. Oh, and Rangers just signed, agreed to an extension. So, interesting shifts there. And so, yeah, we already touched on the Bilesma firing, but we also had Greg Cronin of the Anaheim Ducks was let go, and Peter Laviolette for the Rangers was also let go.
And for the Rangers, the betting favorite for the new coach is Mike Sullivan, even though it does sound like he's going to stay on the Penguins.
Really? Yeah, I'm surprised that he would be the odds-on favorite, considering he's not a free agent coach.
Right. Which means, though, if he is possibly thinking about leaving the Penguins, the Bruins are right there.
You would want Laviolette? I mean, he has a good couple.
No, I was saying for Sullivan.
Oh, for Sullivan. Okay, I was like, really?
I don't want Laviolette. I think I talked to Zach about this last week. I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah.
He wants Quenneville.
I know. I don't know about all that.
I don't think the Bruins, you talk about going from a player's coach to more of a tougher coach and doing the whole different archetype.
Yeah.
Going back and forth. So I don't think the Bruins would want a young coach. They probably wouldn't go with I always forget that guy's name, the DU coach. But apparently Chicago is really interested in him.
I don't remember his name either, but I don't think he's.
Carl.
I don't. Oh yeah. I don't think he's gonna leave though.
And more people are talking about it this year than last year, but.
I guess it remains to be seen. And I know the Bruins did, because they had a presser today. Sweeney and Neely and Jacobs had a presser, and that's where we're talking about the whole price hike thing. And they had lots of other discussions about the goaltending and other moves that they're going to be making this year, trending towards keeping Sweeney, and then Sacco is still in the mix for the head coaching job going forward. I don't know how you feel about that, Dean, as far as at least giving him a shot to interview to keep his job, but
I think it's more just a
formality.
If that's the formality, that's the right word.
If we don't get any other great if all the great candidates are gone.
Interview.
Yeah. Yeah, exit interview, yeah. That's it could be. It's well, we already kind of figured out who we're having, but thanks Joe for all your time and good luck.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens there. There were some jokes about Tortorella having one more orange team on his list and rejoining with Cutter Gauthier in Anaheim, and how he would have to get traded again and all that good stuff. I don't know what Tort's plans are, but yeah, we got some.
It was the Ducks GM that said that he wants his hopes are to get 10 more wins next season.
10 more wins. Okay.
20 more points on the standings. That's doable, right?
Yeah, how many did they get this year? Can we even see the Oh no, they don't. They took the standings off of the frickin' website now too.
What?
There's no tab. It's just playoffs.
Google.
Come on.
They had 80 points. They're not going to be a 100-point team.
Probably not. Maybe, but
what? Maybe? No way. You want to bet on it?
There's way too many factors at play here as far as what they do with the off
How?
season.
No matter what they do, if they have I mean, the Predators seem like had a great offseason. That didn't work out. Even if you have the best offseason, like 20 points.
It's usually the teams that don't have the greatest off season that make that jump, though. I don't know. I'm not a big Anaheim believer or anything. I'm
Did
just.
any team go 20 points higher this year than last year? I guess Columbus probably would be the closest.
Um, they probably did. Maybe. I don't know about if
Columbus,
Montreal
no,
did.
Columbus did not have 69 points last year. There's no way. They only got 89. The
They.
Rangers dropped probably at least 20.
Yeah. I feel like the Canadians are probably close, too. Because they did not. I mean, they drafted 5th overall last year.
Oh, look at this. It's so easy. I should use Google. This is way easier. They had 76 last year,
Okay. So
and they got 91.
6 more
So
wins.
15. They went from last to making the playoffs and only got 15 more points.
Oh, Canadians. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. 20 seems insane to me.
Well, I mean, it also might not be 20 more points. It's 20 more or 10 more wins. So, maybe you turn some of those overtime or shootout losses or wins.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, losses, I guess. Like, just to play devil's advocate,
Sure.
I suppose. It might not be as.
Yeah, so 5 of those OT losses are now wins. Now you're just like the Canadians. Sure.
Yeah. See, doesn't that seem a little bit more reasonable?
A little.
I'm not gonna say it's happening, but yeah. I mean, I think you're fine to expect that. I guess I don't know. You might be disappointed, but yeah, we'll see what they do. I don't think Cronin was really expected to be the long-term coach when they didn't immediately gain success after like his second season. It's like, okay, yeah, they're not really like flourishing under his system like some of these young guys. I mean, they've got other great young players like Carlson and Minchikov, I think, too, and we'll see who else comes up. Seneca is still gonna be on the horizon, so they got a future, but it'll definitely depend on what direction they go with coach.
Mm-hmm.
And final coach news would be that Rick Tocchet has not yet been extended.
Well, the Canucks said they won't exercise his club option, so that means I guess they could still keep him, but it would be like a new contract because he had this was the end of his contract, but there was like an option for an extra year in the contract. So I guess they aren't exercising that from what I've heard. So if they want to keep him, it would just be like a new deal.
My guess would be he does stick around and they just pay him a little bit less money. I feel like they'd want to keep him.
I'm gonna say no. Just that doesn't feel like. I think if you're not exercising the option, you already have plans to do something else. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, they've got a lot of other recently fired head coaches that are now in the pool, I suppose. And they definitely had a disappointing season after winning the division last year and then missing the playoffs this year, which I expected because it's the Canucks and they never have sustained success and they really, again, we talked about it all last year, the whole PDO thing. So, yeah.
I mean, you could have guessed all the drama that would have been involved.
That was a big part of it for sure, the whole Miller and Pettersson saga.
Owen has entered the Google Doc.
Oh, let's go. That's huge.
This is a much softer bike than I've ever ridden before, and I had to dampen back the front shocks because there was a couple times where the fronts just went, what? And I like lurched forward on the bike, and I was like, oh, fuck. I don't want to go off the front of this.
That's it. It was a good run.
I was cooking there for a little bit. I don't know how fast I went. I'll share the stats with you guys later, but and I have some pictures to put in the podcast to add to the.
We have a screenshot of your whatever tracking app you use.
My Strava, yeah.
Strava. Well, welcome.
Do you
Owen.
use Strava for running, Dean? Thank you, Brendan. Thank you.
I use Map My Run.
Map your run.
My run.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone want to guess average and top speed for this 8.59 mile bike ride?
half of it was uphill.
Yep. Well, by elevation, yeah.
Um, 12 miles an hour. 8 miles an
And it
hour.
I'm gonna say
It
like
was
3.
well, it's better than that. 7.1 average.
Okay.
That uphill was
Well, I guess you did
oof.
say you were a little nervous on the downhill because I figured you could make up time there, but you weren't
True,
going
true.
super fast.
And I did stop a few times to check to make sure I was going the right way, like on the right trail and stuff.
Okay.
Um,
And to answer the Discord call earlier.
and to answer the Discord call earlier.
Right.
And max speed. Any guesses?
24.
25. Price is right.
24.3.
Hey!
I mean, okay. Good job, Dean.
Good job, Dean.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought I would be in and out in like I guess I thought it was going to be an hour. It was an hour and 11 minutes of just biking. That didn't include the driving there and the getting back. And then, like I said earlier, I went to the wrong fingerprint place twice.
Oopsies.
Oops.
Well, you're here now. Your
here
jerseys
now.
are not on the wall, but that's okay.
Bad luck.
Do you know where
Or
they
maybe
are?
you need to put them on the wall.
Well, there's one of them on the couch, but I don't know where.
This one's on the couch. The rest are strewn about the living room and have added to the ambiance of watching the playoff games.
Maybe you
Oh,
need
I
to
like
I
change
it.
have
it
them
now
just-
because it hasn't been working.
Hasn't been working, yeah.
Put them
They
back
haven't.
in here.
They've not been doing
Well-
well in these jerseys.
It's slowly, I saw a
It-
great graph. It was get absolutely blown out, OT loss, and then if it keeps going, and the next is
OT
OT
win.
and then moderate win, and then blowout win, and then we
Win
win
in
the
your own
series.
building.
I thought it was great, but reverse sweep.
Reverse sweep would be cool.
It's only happened
I'm gonna go
once
with-
in the regular
Yeah.
or in the first round where a team has done that.
I'm
One
gonna take
more
one
overtime
win
loss.
first.
Yeah, that's a
There
big
was
first
a-
step.
There was a half second last night where I was like, well, at least we're getting the extra point in overtime, and I was like,
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
not how that works anymore.
Those days
still
are
have your, like-
over.
Your linear plan, just next game you'll lose in double overtime, and then you'll win in double, then you'll win in single,
Oh
and then
man,
you'll win in regulation, and then a blowout for reverse sweep.
that sounds
take it.
really fun. I mean, the double
Yeah.
OT loss will be brutal.
A double OT loss
You
followed by
wanna
a double
predict
OT
what,
win.
what series will have the first double overtime?
I'll
I'm
give
gonna
it
go
to
with
us.
the Avs.
Ooh, no, Battle of Florida. I think Tampa's coming back with a vengeance next game.
They've been in a couple
getting
long
embarrassed game
overtimes
one.
before.
Like
Okay.
they got spanked game one, and it's like
Yeah.
that team's got enough talent to turn around, and like even we had enough talent to turn around and at least not get spanked again and go to overtime. And you
Also,
gotta
I don't
Tampa's
think
coming
Florida's
back.
going to shoot 37% free game.
On Vasilevsky, God, I hope not. After how
I mean-
how much I pumped him up last episode, I'm like, love this guy. I am glad that I went with Hellebuck, at least so far in my survivor pool there. But we'll
I
see
also
how
went
that
with
goes.
Probably
Hellebuck.
did, yeah. But he didn't look great in game one, but he looked better in game two.
I'm like, I
He did,
figure
he did. He pulled
most
out
people
two
are
wins
just
for
gonna
us.
pick him, but like,
Yeah.
what are they
Well, I
gonna
also
do?
I picked the Jets for my cup winner.
Me
Both
too.
in my bracket. Oh, I had them losing to the Sens in my like bread league bracket because I got to.
I have him beating the Sens. We have the same final.
Hell yeah. But yeah, in the intercontinental hockey pool, I had a panic moment. I thought I put Jason Robertson, and then like
Oh shoot!
2 hours later, it came out that he got hurt, and I was like, oh fuck.
Like that's not.
And then I
good.
messaged the guy on Instagram because I'd commented on something earlier saying like, oh, I got second place last year. I'm stoked. I'm ready to get first this year. And he was like, oh, excited to see people into it. And
I didn't realize
yeah, I
you got
messaged him. I was
second
like,
last
please,
year.
can I get rid of Jason Robertson? And he was like, you don't have Jason Robertson. I was like, oh,
Oh, thank you.
sweet.
You processed that request really quickly. That was
Yeah,
really
thanks,
nice.
thanks, Shorty.
I was looking at it. I was 9th at some point. I'm sitting at 15th, Breads Toasties with
Yeah.
29 points.
I'm at
tied with
first. Oh, me and
Dean.
Owen are tied.
Yeah, in I don't know, I guess 20th, tied for 20th.
Z Spears with 11. Not too bad. 11th overall.
I was at third after day one, and then it's gone downhill a little
Well,
bit.
the people that have Ovi really got a bump from the OT goal because like 5 points or something.
It's
Mm,
5 points. Wow. Yeah,
trying
it's
to-
I really enjoy this
How come
this
your
thing.
Bread's Toasties on here, but your Bread's Bakery on the bracket?
Ooh.
I just
mean, I have a few
kind
different
of
names.
I kept playing with it and deciding what I like. I think I like Toasties the best. I don't know, something
Connor
about
McJay.
Bread's
I like the
Toasties works.
alliteration.
Yeah, Bread's Bakery is good too, but I wanted the nickname to be the Toasties. Maybe like the bakery is like the name of the building or something. I don't know. That's where the Toasties play.
I like how the number 5 player is just Dead Clapper.
I'm like, nice.
Just a throwback to 1920s Bruins.
So far I don't have. I
Yeah.
have two players that haven't gotten me any points. So hopefully those guys can step it up. One of them's Jack
I
Eichel.
think I'm in the same boat.
Hmm.
That's tough.
The other
Oh, I
one
think I have
is
Eichel, too.
Forsling. Two.
I can tell which tab is mine because it's the longest name.
Oh yeah,
Kyle
that's
Connor's
nice.
got me 6 points so far.
I got
Mitch Marner
7
got
from
me
Nate.
5.
Did
Oh, no, that's
either
not
of you
even
guys
my.
pick up
Wait.
Nate?
Nate
Yeah, I'm on
McKinnon.
Yeah.
I
Nate Dog.
I did not.
You got Nate
have.
Dog.
Yeah, I have him.
Jack, I also picked up Jack Eichel. Thanks, Brendan. What the hell's he been doing?
Hey, you can trade him after this round if you want.
I got Brady Kachuk, so I may have to dump him.
Oh.
Yeah, I did not pick any sense.
I wanted to
Me
believe and
either.
at least get Brady and think, well, I might as well. I could. And then I picked Strome instead of Ovi, thinking that like Ovi's maybe getting a little old, and Strome got more points on the year, and like. I don't
I
know.
also have Strome, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess let's just go through it. I had Kyle Connor, Jack Eichel, Nikita Kucherov, Nathan McKinnon, Dylan Strome, and Brady Kachuk as my forward core.
I have Sebastian Aho, who has 1 point.
Oh, okay.
Somehow. Kyle Connor, Jack Eichel, Nikita Kucherov, Mitch Marner, Dylan Strome.
Yeah. I feel like it's hard to not pick Cooch as well. It's like.
Well, also, I wanted to pick McDavid, but I'm like, I don't know if they're going to win the first round, so I can't.
Right.
Yeah,
That was the scary thing about
I did pick
Kucherov
an
as
Oiler
well.
on defense, though. So
I
don't know.
didn't pick McDavid for
I
some
didn't
reason.
get Bouchard.
But I have Connor, Kyle Connor, Leon
Yeah.
Draisaitl, Jack Eichel, Nikita Kucherov, Nathan McKinnon, William Nylander as my forward core. So
How many
spread
points
it
does
out.
Willie have?
He's got 4.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Brady's got 2.
Yeah, he's got more than Eichel and Kucherov for some reason. I don't think that's. I mean, Kucherov's only playing 1 game, so that was part of it.
Yeah.
I was like, I know Florida will help me out. I'm like, man, you gotta step it up here. And then on defense, so I've got Forsling, Thomas Harley, Victor Hedman, and Cale Makar.
Okay. Yeah.
I have none of those guys.
None of
You
them.
have none of those guys?
You don't have Makar?
I was about to say, what? I got Kel McCarr.
Because I don't know if they're gonna. I know, like, I feel like the Stars series was the closest one. I try not to pick anyone that I didn't have high confidence would win the first round.
Well, that's why
That's fair.
that's
It is
why
a
I
longevity
split it
game.
with Harley and Makar. I'm like, one of these guys is at
That's
least
fair.
making it out.
That's
So
Okay. I went Kel McCarr, Josh Morrissey, Victor Hedman, and John Carlson.
John Carlson.
I got
Okay.
Evan Bouchard's the one where I'm like, I don't know.
Hmm.
And then the ghost Shane Gostisbehere, baby, he's got me 2 points already.
He
Wow.
did score a goal.
He
in
did
game
score a
1.
big goal.
Scored the first goal. Yeah, that
And
was a
then
tough
Josh
one.
Morrissey and Shea Theodore.
Hey. Way
Didn't
to
play
go.
really. I didn't watch the game, but that's what I saw in the text thread.
Hey, you don't care
was all
about defensive stats, but he got me a point. That's all that matters.
All offense. All
Plus
offense.
minus doesn't matter.
I think Gifford was blowing that particular play a bit out of proportion too. It wasn't completely on him. Like he kind of got burned there, but like I think it was just like a weird mishap where he couldn't quite clear the puck. So, anyways, you know.
And then we all have Hellebuck.
Batherson, yeah, we all had Hellebuck.
Yeah.
Batherson straight up passed it to Toronto last night for our OT losing.
Yeah, that
Scored.
one's gonna hurt for a while if they don't make it.
And he
through.
straight up took blame for it. Okay, my Atlantic winner is Tampa. My Met winner is Washington. My Central winner is Winnipeg, and my Pacific winner is Vegas.
We only have one in common. I have Toronto, Carolina, Dallas, Vegas.
I've got
Dallas is not
Tampa,
looking good.
Tampa,
Wow.
Carolina, Colorado, and Vegas. So I've got a hodgepodge of both.
Yeah, interesting.
Kind of
And then I
surprised
got
we all
like
picked
I said, I got the
Vegas.
Jets as my right. I got the Jets as my cup
Winner.
winner.
Yeah.
Conn Smythe. I mean, if it's gonna be a Jets win, it's gonna be a Connor hell of a Conn Smythe. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I figured that's free money if it ends up that way. And then I have worst team as the Wild, which
I also have the Wild as my worst team, and I was telling Brendan about this earlier. I'm like, I think I tried to get too cute with it. I'm like, in hindsight, it seems like the Devils was the obvious pick.
yeah, the
That's what
Devils
I.
were the obvious pick.
That's what I went with, and so far it's looking good. I picked Colorado for the pool to win the cup,
Oh
and
wow.
then McKinnon as the Conn Smythe winner because he didn't win it last time they won, so they'll give it to him this time.
I have
Fair.
Austin Matthews, Toronto Maple Leafs.
Ew.
Same with my
How could you even utter that? I'm surprised all the Bruins that memorabilia in your house doesn't just burst into flames at
because
the
the
moment
Bruins
you
aren't
say
there
that.
to protect the
It
league from this
doesn't matter.
happening.
It doesn't matter.
And
No one can
Bleed
stop
black and
them.
yellow.
he said earlier that he wouldn't be too upset if Montreal won their first round series too. So
Yeah, I was saying, I was surprised that I wasn't
What?
completely against the Habs winning. I'm like, I don't mind this team.
Oh.
Like, there's no one left that I hate except like Gallagher maybe.
still
Oh
still
God,
down
especially
2-1.
him.
Like all these young guys are they're kind of fun to watch. They haven't made
Yeah,
me
fair.
they haven't pissed me off yet.
I got nothing against them, other than Gallagher.
So Owen, let's talk about the Senators series. I
Do
guess
we have to?
we
Do we just keep
know
chit chatting?
we know they're down 0-2 right now.
They are. They are.
First game was tough. Definitely did
First
not
game
deserve to win
was
that game.
challenging. Yeah. Yeah.
And they've let up the first 2 goals in both of the games, which is not a recipe for success. And so Toronto's kind of been able to build on that. Sens were able to claw back in the game last night, force
Show some
overtime.
life.
But yeah, we mentioned the Batherson gaff there, and then Domi is able to win it
Potted,
with his
yeah.
dad in the building, which is kind of cool for him. But it
Yeah.
sucked for us. I actually woke up from my pre-Vegas nap to Domi scoring the goal. I thought I had timed it where I would have a little more time, but
Oh.
I missed it. I walked up and I'm like, oh shit, that's it. Like I'm probably 2 seconds away from not seeing
Yeah.
it. So that was a bummer.
It was. I haven't gone back and watched the play again. I don't know if I will. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. They played like pretty damn well, and there was a few moments that I think they maybe didn't get what they deserved. Like when Stolars was trying to take apart Ridley Gregg and chop him into pieces, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
did they maybe both need to go there or not? Like, what did Ridley Gregg really do?
I
Other than
don't
get the
think
shit beat out of him
I
by
don't think he
Anthony
deserved a penalty
Stolars.
there.
But you know, when you're anywhere near a goalie, right? Like you're not getting the benefit of the doubt, and it is Ridley Gregg in Toronto.
Yeah.
I've said it, you know, I'm very excited just to be here, just to be in the playoffs. I catch myself like not realizing that it's a playoff game, and then like, oh right, this is extra hockey.
It's
I haven't
big.
seen this in years, and yeah. I'd like to see a win. That'd be cool.
We shift to Canada now, so
We do.
that's a big change. I mean, it's been a long time since there have been playoff games held in that building. So hopefully the barn's rocking with lots of loyal Sens fans who have been just waiting to click purchase playoff ticket
Absolutely.
on their
And
screens on their phones.
people have been. Yeah. I think it's hard to think of a world where this team doesn't come out, especially after what's happened in the first 2 games in Toronto. The one where you kind of embarrass yourself, and then the one where you don't do your best, but you try pretty hard and you don't come out winning. Like, I don't know how you go into game 3 in your place, this core's first time. Like, I don't know how you don't blow the roof off it. Like, if they
Right.
come out lackluster, maybe there are changes that happen in the off season, right? Because then, like, if you can't get up for a game like this and like show out, like, I don't want to ship any more pieces of core out, but like, if we can't do
No,
it, things have to change.
I don't know if getting up for the game's the issue. I mean, you talked about it in game one where they like had
It's
so
just
much
so
energy.
undisciplined.
Like
Yeah.
you had the video of the ref with like the laundry list of penalties to both sides,
Yeah.
like getting everyone called. Like they were just like you said, happy to be there, just excited. This is like one of the few times that Toronto has had more experience than the other team they're playing in the first round. Like they played
Hmm.
Boston, they played
Totally.
Tampa, and like they're the one. Toronto's the one that has the young guys that like are nervous, but like in this case, Toronto came out calm. They've been there before. Like, I
Right.
mean, as far as first rounds go, they have plenty of experience there.
Yeah.
And like you could tell with Ottawa, they were definitely a little excited, like getting carried away with the penalties, and then they settled down in game
Right.
two. So like, I mean, they have the energy. Like they're gonna. I think they'll put up a fight the rest of the game.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
a matter of like settling in and like playing smart and not letting emotions get to them.
Right. Playing the style of hockey that was slowly developed over the course of the year, but like ultimately became like a pretty good game. Like we went on some streaks, and we were a relatively streaky team throughout the
Yeah.
year. But when it was on, right? Like the team could play and like play hard and beat good teams, and then we got swept by Buffalo this year. So,
It
right?
happens.
Like, but we beat the Leafs every time
Yeah.
until the last two.
And now the big ones.
That's why
Yeah.
regular season does not matter.
Right.
It
Which
doesn't.
we've been
It
trying to
doesn't.
stress. Yeah, they.
Yeah.
I would
But,
say game
yeah.
2, the Sens did not look good at all in the first period, and then
No.
they started turning it around after that. But they just were down a little bit too much. Obviously, they did force overtime, but Stolars still had a great performance. Lots of opportunities where I was squirming in my chair trying to manifest a goal, and that wouldn't come. So
Ugh,
hopefully,
yeah.
good things for what is it? Is it tomorrow they play or?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because
so
like Stolars was good, but he wasn't great. Like there was a good amount of rebounds that were still hopping out, and like there was action to be had around the net where you would think a team like us like thrive in that. But in especially in game one, Brady had like 7 shots on net, and only one of them was within 10 feet of the net. It's like you're Brady Tkachuk. You're supposed to have 30 shots from an inch away. Like you're like, yeah, wrister from wherever is fine every once in a while, but like your job is to be at the net, causing problems. So I think we saw that sort of happen in game two, like we've said, as they've started to find their game more. And yeah, I think Thursday is a big test, and then you have a Saturday night in your barn playoff game to, I don't want to jinx anything, maybe avoid getting swept. Like
To begin the
these
reverse
next
sweep,
two,
you mean?
yeah,
yeah,
right.
begin the reverse sweep. I mean, obviously it's playoffs. Everything is a must win. But like, I've to feel confident at all about a chance of winning the series and not just retaining dignity. Tomorrow is a must win, right? Like, you going down 3-0 is a death sentence. Like, what are the you said it earlier. A couple handful of teams have ever done it in any round, and like none have done it in the first.
One. This was
One.
actually a question
Oh
today
yes,
on
I
the
watched that quiz
quiz.
today. Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually did know the answer prior to them revealing it, but do you know, Dean, which team it was?
Was it did the Flyers reverse sweep the Bruins in the first round?
See, actually, somebody else in the quiz did guess that it did happen, but it was in
It
the
was
second
in the
round.
second round.
Oh, okay.
This was the 2014 Los Angeles Kings over the San Jose Sharks, and then they end up winning the Stanley Cup that year.
It's the only so far 8th seed to do so.
Actually, they were the 8th seed in 2012. They were the 6th seed in 2014.
Oh,
Still impressive,
really?
though.
Oh, okay. They were the first ever 6th seed to win it, maybe.
No, they were the first 8th seed to win, but it just wasn't that same season.
Gotcha. It was
But
a few earlier.
yeah, they've had some surprising cup runs, like not the teams that you would have expected will be the ones based on how they finished in the regular season. But yeah, again, they're still in it right now. We have not had any teams eliminated quite yet, so we're looking forward to more playoff action as the series come to a close. The round one is probably the most fun that fans have for the Stanley Cup playoffs. There's so many interesting matchups you get to watch. There's action every night. My buddy Trevor, we've had on before, was watching a couple of the games, doing the quad box with the NBA going on too. So I was excited for that. He was like complaining about how one of the games was an embarrassment to the league and they should not even have the round one because it was just not close. So I'm like, hey, plenty of exciting NHL games on tonight. And he sends me a picture. He's like, don't worry, I got it covered.
The OKC game, right? They won by like 50.
They destroyed him, yeah. Gifford's an OKC fan, so I hear it from him too. But yeah, I'm like, hey, it is so nice to see him tuning in. Someone who's not typically a primary hockey fan, trying to get it more into it. He definitely watched a good bit of the playoffs last year. I expect the same from him this year. And then whenever Chicago gets back in, I'm sure he'll be tuning in for that too, because that's his team.
Yeah. Before we finish on the Senators series, Owen, how do you feel about Ullmark's play and people saying that he'll never be a good playoff performer?
He obviously hasn't been wildly impressive.
No, I'd say he's not been good.
Especially first game. I don't think he was the reason we lost. 3 power play goals is the reason we lost, and losing the draw and then getting scored on within 10 seconds on the PK 3 times in a game is the reason we lost. But he also wasn't great and let in some not great goals, not anything too weak.
There were a couple
squeakers.
I'm like, man, you gotta get that one. Like
after the first 4 periods, I mean, when the whole team started to settle down, he has looked a lot better, right? And like he's one of the only. He had some very good saves in the latter half of that game 2, where the Sens were pushing, and I think it was 2-1, and the Leafs would counterattack on the rush, and he would. There was a couple of times where he made just crazy. I think it was a blocker save where he just came across, huge blocker save. Like he really, I think, turned it up in that last little bit and gave us the chance, right? On the Domi goal, he got screened so hard as Domi was cutting like across the grain, across everybody in the crease, and like, you did pretty damn good. I don't think I'm going to rest this one on Ullmark's feet.
I mean, in overtime, he's not the one that wins you the game. It's one of your skaters is the one who wins you the game.
Absolutely.
So you hope that one of those guys does it where before he gives in sort of deal. So
right.
Yeah,
I think there was there was clearly some skater error leading to the chance that happened, right? Like we talked about. And so like,
oh sure,
how much do we blame Ullmark for that? Completely independent of it being overtime, right? Like,
I mean, there's some saves or lack of saves that's like in the regular season you feel like he has those, or like you'd like to see him get those. Like some of them aren't expected, but you're like, like a level of goalie like yourself, it's like you gotta you'd want to get one of those. Like
they were talking about it on the broadcast. It's you got to make the saves you have to, and then you're supposed to make some of the saves you're not supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And he normally does that. Like when he's on, he's like. He's a great goalie, right? You've seen it. He can snatch some puck.
Vezina winner.
But I've heard. I haven't seen, but I've heard.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think he's got it. I think he's obviously got it in him, right, to play at that level. It's just can the team around him settle down enough to like make it happen?
Again, game 3. It's a bit pivotal, so we're just spinning our wheels until we get to watch tomorrow.
We lose game 3, and it doesn't go well for Ullmark. I'm all aboard Levi Meriläinen. In 10 appearances this year, he got 3 shutouts and rocked a .920.
Might as well give it a try, I
You like
suppose.
like the Hamburglar run.
Like, I'll take them.
Yeah.
Like, if like we're not really supposed to beat the Leafs. They won the division. We are the first wild card. Statistically, the teams in our positions, like the
Don't
team
win.
in their position beats the team in this position most of the time statistically, right? I would love to see that get turned around. However, I'm stoked for the experience that this team is getting. And 2026 is when the Sens are going to win the cup.
He's given up. Okay.
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I'm not saying they're not doing it this year, but I'm saying they're doing it next year.
All right. The only other question I had on the series was how you felt about Ridley Gregg running over Stolarz in the first game and then Stolarz mauling him in the second game.
I don't know how much it was running over. I think he was going towards the net, and there was people restricting his ability to get out of the way of the goalie.
Okay.
And he happened to collide with the goalie, and the goalie happened to collide with the post, and he seemed fine.
Yeah, he's a player you should give the benefit of the doubt to.
Yeah, absolutely. He's so generous, so kind. Really,
Yeah.
really just like, should have been our Masterton trophy guy.
Sure.
Um,
Lady Bing.
Lady Bing, yeah.
And but he then got the shit beat out of him by Stolarz.
He was giving
Like
him
the-
a good
The
amount of
funniest part was
whacks.
after the whistle, he's getting back to the crease and Stolarz just like puts his
Oh,
shoulder.
the
and
shoulder check.
he's
He didn't
dropped.
put his shoulder out. He dropped him.
Yeah.
He he looked like he was just standing there. It's like Ridley Gregg forgot that he's like a 6'6", 250-pound
Right.
goalie.
He's just, and granted, Greg is skating between the goalie and the crease after the whistle blows, between
He
the
wasn't
goalie
looking
and
at
the
the
goal after the
goalie.
whistle
He's
blows.
just like, I'm just gonna drift this way.
Right. Like he had just been getting hacked and slashed by him and punched and shoved and
Probably wanted to say something to him.
probably, and then got absolutely dropped, and then got called for a penalty
That's the funny
for
part.
getting decked.
Yeah.
He did
Like
nothing.
this dude got absolutely
penalty.
floored, and then it's like, you gotta go to the box. Like they didn't even call it like embellishment on him, which I think would have made more sense.
What was the penalty that they called?
Roughing.
Roughing? Really?
Yeah.
That's... Jeez.
He also shouldered Stolarz. He just fell doing it.
Right. Yeah. Their shoulders did touch each other, technically.
Right.
Before one of them then touched the ice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I good series, bad series. I'm just here for the hockey.
That's good. That's a good mindset for the first season. Make things a little bit easier if things don't go their way. But yeah,
we don't have a lot of big
turn it in.
UFAs to convince. We don't have a lot of like not that we don't have anything riding on this year, but I feel like we're playing with borrowed money a little bit. Like we were supposed to have been here, but we're not supposed to do anything once we get here. The goal for the last many years has just been make it, just make it, just make it.
Yep.
Not make it to the finals, not make it to the Eastern Conference Finals or whatever, right? But just show up, and we're there.
Yep.
Next year,
achieved
though,
that.
win a round or 4.
Or 4. Why not?
While
Dean,
we're at it.
why don't we talk about the Dean's Den playoff bracket? I know. Yeah.
You can put it in right then, Dean.
Okay.
Dean's team unfortunately has been eliminated. What did we settle on? Was it the Ice Monkeys or the Puck Monkeys?
We were the Puck Monkeys. Next season, we're back to the Ice Monkeys.
Right.
You should just be the Ice Pucks.
There you go.
Just cut out the monkey altogether.
Yeah, I decided to just check
monkeys.
out how it was going because I was curious. And I gotta check which the seeds are. I guess it doesn't matter, but I think so. Icy Shots eliminated the top seed, and then played TNT, who are undefeated in the playoffs so far. So that was for the finals. You would have to beat them twice, and they won the first game against TNT. So that means
now it's a winner takes all.
Winner takes all.
True
Icy Shots
finals.
versus TNT. That happens. That Saturday night,
Ooh.
and that'll be the winner for the winter. And then summer starts the next weekend, so we'll be back
Jesus.
playing games May 3rd.
Wow, that's great.
Yep.
So Dean's
It's
Den content will return.
Between summer and winter is a long gap, but winter
Mm.
because the playoffs are double elimination, they go for a while.
Yeah, I guess that
Summer
makes
league
sense.
is 10 games, but it's not every weekend, so I don't know when that would end up. But let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like if it was every weekend, it would be July 5th. Like holiday weekends, they don't have games, so like I don't know, probably sometime in August. And then,
Yeah.
like a month off, but still, yeah, hockey all year round.
Heck yeah.
That's what we
Sounds like
have.
Dean.
That's what we offer here on the Bread Loves Hockey podcast.
Yes.
Weekly episodes.
Well, that would be good for off-season content.
Yeah,
too.
that'll be great. We're always looking for content fillers during the off season when in between the end of the draft and free agency and like the start of training camp where we're like, okay, no more real moves are happening. Like we need to get something going here. So yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this week we had to move stuff down to the second tier because like, oh, we have a lot.
I know. I mean, like just looking at what we've still got, I'm like, man, I don't know. I guess we'll definitely wrap up the hat trick and pass the cup stuff since that's officially closed now.
Oh yeah.
We knew who the pass the cup winner was last week, and he's here with us today. Owen Curry, congratulations on winning the portion that is the actual game part. And then we still have yet to determine who will win this actual Stanley Cup this year and get their money back.
The most playoff teams.
Okay.
That's something. So
That's something. Do you have the best playoff teams though?
I have the Devils. I think I have the Devils. I have Toronto. They were my first.
Yeah, Toronto. I've got a handful. I got Florida, Tampa, Winnipeg, I believe. So I like that. I like my odds.
Those are good chances.
I
have Toronto, Carolina, New Jersey, Minnesota, and Washington.
Okay. Yeah.
So like Minnesota, probably not. New Jersey, definitely not. Toronto, Carolina, Washington.
Good chances.
Jury's out. Jury's out. So we'll.
One of these teams will win the cup. That's the thing.
Right.
Somebody has to.
Someone has to do it. So we'll update you when that happens. Of course, I'm sure you'll be very aware, but we'll tell you who had that team and who got the extra $20. So that's yet to be determined, that part. And then hat tricks. So it was undetermined last week. It was coming down to the second to last day, I believe, and Gifford ends up coming out with the clinching hat trick. So he wins. He ends the season with 40 hat tricks, and Dean second at 38. Owen, a solid bronze medal at 31. I didn't quite get to 30. I got 28, and Zach with 22. So we have...
How many total questions?
170 something.
160.
So Gifford got 23.5%.
So yeah, under a quarter.
Yeah, I think it was 169 questions. This
game's hard.
Days of questions, rather. So multiply that by 3, I guess.
True.
But yeah, so now we have all of our stats. We've got all of our shared answers, correct answers by question maker, hat tricks by question maker, droughts, all the full graph. We've got it all. So pretty cool.
For next year.
We are.
We're an industrial machine.
And I'm sure we'll expand.
The next step is making an app, right? Because you can make an app that it just has all of that, and there's an interface, and you just whoever's question submitter submits the question into the app, and then you answer, and then it all records it.
I think if we made the app and like added people, we'd have to have a dedicated question maker, or like we could all submit, but like you can't just let the public.
We could no. We have a circle of question makers. Obviously the original whatever.
Yeah. So you wouldn't just
and then all the public can vote.
It wouldn't be like, oh, you owe $1 today. Like someone would have to step up.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh, no one's put questions for the day.
Yeah.
Well, the way the hat trick challenge did it, they had it for like the next 3 or 4 days. Like they queued it in advance.
They scheduled it out, and then they would change it sometimes if they needed to, which we could also do.
Yeah. Well, Gifford could make that for us.
Yeah, I know he's
Gifford.
good at sheets and Excel, but I think that's out of his
App
skill
development.
set somehow. But I mean, it would be cool, yeah, if like rather than there being like in the original Enterprise Hat Trick Challenge app, it was hosted on there the three questions of the day. But maybe the way we do
That
it
app
is we
can't be
have
that hard to make.
we have like our
Right?
individual league, and so maybe it would be like you still have the host or like whoever generates the questions is like you get pinged like, oh, today's your day to make the questions,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then and
Oh,
so
all
you
those
have
things could happen.
like host different leagues on there rather than it's just like a
But yeah,
hub sort of thing.
yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, that's a pipe dream and probably wouldn't be even
No,
allowed
Yeah,
to
well,
do
if
it.
you're an app developer.
Yeah, definitely reach out to us. Just emulate the one that was
that would be
already
really
made
cool.
that's still on my
Well,
phone and doesn't work.
yeah.
I just
If only.
can't get myself to delete it.
I have gotten rid of it.
Yeah, I mean it makes
Me
sense.
too.
I think I don't know. Should we touch on the PWHL? Like we got still a lot of stuff to talk about,
We can
but
save that. We can save awards until we have more of them come out too.
yeah,
Sure.
we don't have the full scope of that. Um, so I don't know. Maybe we'll just wrap it up. We still got a little bit of time left in the Habs game. It's like 2.5 minutes left. They're still down by 1, so that's about
Hell
to
yeah.
potentially wrap up.
Got 14 minutes till puck drop on the
On the Stars
Avalanche
game.
Nice.
And then another like 30 minutes. Actually, if it's on TBS Max, it's probably
Well, it's
like
probably the same thing. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
40
it's-
minutes,
Yeah.
something like that.
Why do
What?
those ones start late?
Cause they're annoying. I don't know. They got their analyst group and they
Also,
have to chat about it forever. I don't know.
is it just me? Or are Kevin Weeks and John Butchergross the worst announcing team I've ever heard for a freaking hockey game? These two suck.
I
Like,
I
and I'm
said
sure they're
earlier
great
that I
gentlemen,
didn't like
but
them.
like they're miserable to listen to compared to the TSN analysts.
I
It's
do
like
not like
it's
them.
night and day. It's night and day. I'd even watch CBC if I could. I'd watch Sportsnet. Freaking Leafsnet. I watched
Leafsnet,
Leafsnet to
yeah.
watch this game rather than this ESPN bullshit. It's bad. They're dumb. It's like they don't know anything.
Yeah. And I know Bucci Gross definitely like he used to bring up hockey stuff on ESPN back when hockey was not on that network, which was kind of cool, but it's like, man, I just don't care for them on their own and definitely together.
And they're like buddy cop sort of vibe
I don't-
that they
I just
have.
don't-
It's
I don't vibe with it. Yeah, I don't care for
it
it.
almost feels like Step Brothers esque, right? Like it's just like granted they're not doing a comedy routine, they're announcing a game, but it feels like a comedy routine sometimes. Like it's
Which one is
public enemy number 1 in Toronto, Redley Gregg, for
yeah.
that infamous slap shot. I don't know. They just it feels like they say a lot of dumb shit. You know, like we missed a shot, and they're like, "Oh, he just shot it wide. He should have shot it on net."
Oh,
Ah,
hey, really?
what?
Good idea. I'll
Are
think of that
you
next
shouting
time.
out to him on the ice, like you trying to tell him to shoot it on net? Like, what do you want here?
Yeah, he's got the feed directly to the players.
That's my
Whatever.
last rant.
So is Sportsnet the only network that's got the coverage for the Leafs series, or
In Canada,
is TSN covering it at all? I didn't think.
I don't think TSN's covering it. I
Yeah.
think it's just
That's too bad. So you don't
I
get
think it's
to
just
get to have your regional commentators calling it like the U.S. teams do, which is unfortunate.
yeah. Oh no. It isn't even on TSN.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
thought.
it maybe just doesn't show
it's just on
on
Sportsnet, I think, and then ESPN, of course, for us.
or no, right, ESPN. It doesn't show Sportsnet, but It wouldn't for my American NHL.
No.
What if I did NHL.ca?
Good question. Oh, that'll wrap it up.
Oh, it breaks it.
Oh, shoot. Capitals just scored the empty
Just like
netter
that.
with less than a second to go, so they will be taking a 2-0 lead to Bell Center.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Where I'm like, I kind of want Montreal to score for an interesting game. Like, I don't hate them enough
Yeah.
to be like, oh, come on. I'm not like freaking out. Like, oh, don't score. Come on, Caps. Like, I'm
Oh,
like,
well, yeah,
see what
no.
happens. Like, overtime would be fun.
Overtime. We already had one, so another
I'd
close
like to
game.
see some more Oviness. Did Strome score in this game? What about John Carlson?
Strome did
Yay.
score.
Yay!
He just scored the game winner.
Empty netter? Or the game winner?
Game winner. Even better.
Does it count as anymore?
I don't think so, or I don't know. Maybe it does.
I think I am going to put on this Avs game for the Landeskog return.
Yeah,
Maybe. We saw him in warm-ups. Likely.
Oh, no. It's on the front of the NHL app.
That he will start?
It's Landeskog to play.
Sick. Sorry, Dean.
That's okay.
Landeskog will play his first game in almost 3 years.
Because Dean wanted to see him in person at the debut, since he's going to the game on
Oh, that's sick. I was going to ask
Saturday.
if you were going to a game.
Yeah, but I'll still get to see him, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless he gets hurt again.
Oh, God. Don't say that.
Sorry.
Yeah, there was a tweet and an interview that went out at 6:21 of him apparently saying, "I'm playing."
Cool.
That's awesome. So yeah, and
Good for him.
we'll have to discuss the documentary another time. Dean has watched the first 4 episodes. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm excited to watch that again. Maybe
Me too.
I'll have more time when half of the teams in the playoffs have been eliminated, because there will be only like 2 games a night instead of 3 or 4. So that'll probably be a good opportunity to do that. I think we'll wrap up here. This has been an extended episode, although we'll see how much footage we actually have. We appreciate Owen fitting in the BLHP folks
I try to make it
into his
happen.
busy schedule, his biking schedule. So thanks for popping by. Hopefully your team is alive next episode
Yay!
to
That would be
discuss
great.
that. Otherwise, and I hope my team is too.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll catch you guys next week for more exciting playoff action. It's the Stanley Cup Playoffs, covered here on BLHP.
Go.
Dun-dun-dun.
Av.
We gotta change up. It can't be too close. We don't want to get copyright struck.
Right.
Bye, Mom.
Bye. Hey.
Bye, Owen's mom.
Yeah, bye, Owen's grandmother. Oh, and go Knights, go.
Oh, right, of course.
So I'm not quite ready for the podcast yet. Still in the woods. Feel free to use this in the podcast, though. New bike.